bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Paul Lisnick and this is Comcast Newsmakers. This hour's newsmaker is Billy Deck, Director of Cultural Relations for Chicago 2016, the Olympics and the Olympic Committee. Today we're going to be talking about the community and celebrity outreach that he's using to promote the 2016 Olympics. Billy, good to see you.
How are you?
Of course, one of our city's great restaurateurs. But this is a volunteer role you've taken on to make sure, from your perspective, we get the Olympics here. What role do you think celebrities can play in getting that here?
Well, you know, originally I was asked to be sort of like the city's cheerleader as Director of Cultural Relations, leveraging all our talent, our artists, our musicians, our actors, to really help spread the word. So it started as a handful of really great friends, and then celebrities from across the country on both coasts started here, and they wondered if they could send in interviews too, and set these sorts of conversations up to ignite people that would associate, you know, and be able to, you know, get excited by them. Yeah.
And I want to ask you about who you've talked about, but before I do that, where will people see these? I mean, I know you're building this collection, so we're seeing them somewhere.
So we really wanted to virally spread across the country and internationally.
That's a good thing.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And so they're living on a chicagothing.com, and anyone can go to it at any time, and there'll be a whole mix of different celebrities from, you know, George Lopez, David Schwimmer, to Andy Roddick, and all sorts, comedians, actors, musicians.
And they all have a similar message, which is?
Everyone has a similar message that Chicago has to be the place where the 2016 Olympics lives. You know, it's against Rio, Madrid, and Tokyo right now, and we find out very soon, and the more people get excited about Chicago, the more people that get excited about the USA in general, the higher the probability is that the International Olympic Committee will pick the city of Chicago to have as a welcoming place for the Olympic Games to be had.
So actually part of the mission is to think the Olympic Committee members, they'll actually get to see these videos. They'll hear about them.
Absolutely. They're looking to see which city, which state, which country has the most enthusiasm to embrace all these different cultures from around the world. And every celebrity knows, and every person knows, that Chicago is a melting pot of a melting pot. Everyone knows that Chicago is the most friendly, has the most things to do, is the most beautiful place to hold such a celebration, and just culturally it makes the most sense.
We may send this to the Olympic Committee, just hearing that pitch for Chicago right here.
Well, you'll hear a lot of the same through these different celebrities in their own way, which is really hilarious. You never get to see people like this, you know, really comfortable in their skin and just being themselves. And it's really sort of funny and serious and really heartfelt. I want
to get a preview from you, because first of all, you have Chicago-grown talent have gone on to do great things. You mentioned David Schwimmer. Let's start with David. What does David say?
Well, David has a different perspective because we actually went to the Olympics in Beijing. So David saw firsthand with me and the mayor of Chicago, Mayor Daley, and a bunch of Chicago 2016 volunteers. We got to see what a cultural celebration it was, what it was like to be able to sit there front row or firsthand, you know, which in Chicago you'll be able to see it with the skyline in the background and, you know, just everyone coming together in this really beautiful way right before your eyes. So recalling a lot of that for Schwimmer was really funny, and of course he couldn't be totally serious, so there's a lot of joking around that's going on.
Stuff.
Yeah.
You've got it's not just actors. You've got music people. John Legend, David Cook doing these. David, American Idol. Boy, you're tapping into the big stuff.
You picked two right there. David Cook and John Legend are both from the Midwest, so they are really great to talk to about Midwest hospitality in general, what it's like to embrace visitors, and that's really the message that we're getting out. We want to create friends with the rest of the world, especially now in Chicago, for the U.S. in general. It's a time to create friendships. It's a time to bring people into our home and let them know that we really care about them.
You've got Chicago, you've got the Midwest. You also just have national folks here like Jimmy Fallon of the Late Night Show. He even recorded something on set for you.
I mean, we went to set. We thought he was joking, but he just stopped everything, and we did an interview just for Chicago. He has respect for our cultural scene, our comedy scene, our food, and in the video, it's really funny when he starts talking about sports because he goes into those old Saturday Night Live skits of the Bears and the Bulls and whatever.
So we get
it much better.
And there's Joe Montana and Andy Roddick, the tennis pro. Great, Zach Braff, great folks. October 2nd, you're going to be there for the announcement.
I am flying into Copenhagen. I think that our President Obama, will be there, and obviously a ton of Chicagoans will be there for the big announcement, and we hope to get it.
And if he can't make it, you're there for us.
Yeah.
This hour's newsmaker has been Billy Deck for the Chicago 2016 Olympics. I'm Paul Lisnick. Thanks for watching Comcast Newsmakers. Bye-bye.
The preceding was a presentation of Comcast Newsmakers.